Oh, Justin's going dark on me. I don't know. It is Charlize's a brunette. Right? Right? Once Justin gets back, we will get it. There he blows. Bum, 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 bum. All right. You about ready to rock and roll?
I mean,
Did you get that?
sure.
Did you get that file?
Yep.
Cool.
We're not gonna be doing that till later anyway, right?
Yeah, that's a later. So you're fine to forget all about it until later. But yeah, we have to.
I mean, I read through it like 5 times, dude. We'll nail it like the first or second time, like we did last time.
Yeah, we did it pretty good. And I'm gonna like literally first thing tomorrow when I start the edit, get those promos done so I can get them out there because I got a lot of people bugging me for them, and then the people that aren't bugging me for them, well, they'll get them anyway. All right, so why don't we? Let's do this. Let's get recording.
Dude, come on. What's going on with this stupid thing? I already have a window open.
Kick it.
It keeps telling me it's not optimized. There we go. All right, and I'm recording right now for you. 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 1 2 WHLW.
That does not count.
The WNUF Halloween special.
That does not count. That is not the same, man. Not the same.
Give me alcohol so I can get drunk.
That's better. All right. Talk for 10 seconds or so.
In my hand. I'm here. I'm happy to be here. I'm ready to drink some beer and talk about the Oscars. I like you, but you don't like me.
All right. Well, let's roll in the intro proper here, and away we shall go.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa! My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
In a row?
Hey, buddy, you gonna eat that sausage?
No, go past this. Past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Tell me something, my friend.
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the role? Ladies and gentlemen! Your complete attention, if you please.
The Epic Film Guys Podcast.
Delicious. Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't want to see any of that ever again. The whole rest of the night. None of it. That is some sweet bottle art, I'll give it that. Very sweet bottle art. Thank you very much, everyone who is joining us over on the twitch.tv/epicfilmguys. Hit the follow button if you have not already. And if you're so inclined, if you've got that Amazon Prime, that means you've got Twitch Prime, you can throw a sub that way. Or you can just subscribe normally, and we would really, really appreciate it because you're awesome and we love you. So thank you. Welcome, everyone joining us over there in Twitch. And I think we should get started with the regular show, Justin. What do you think?
Let's do it. I'm ready to go.
Need you to bring your energy level down about 40%.
I haven't had this much energy since I wasn't able to walk last week. So cut me some slack. Cut me a break, huh?
Let's get you in here. All right.
Hey.
Jeez. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Epic Film Guys podcast. And you will be pleased to know, people who had to suffer through me all by myself last week, that I am not alone. I am joined, as always, by the best damn co-host on the planet, Justin.
Aw.
Yeah, baby. I miss
How
you.
sweet of you. How sweet of you. You know what? It's weird because I decided to hurt my back to the point of being bedridden on the week that I actually really wanted to talk about 2 movies.
You made that decision. You were like, I'm going to.
Well, no, I'm saying like I wouldn't have minded like hurting myself on a week where there was either nothing to talk about or like movies I didn't care to talk about. But like I had 2 movies to talk about last week, one of which I really wanted to talk about with you, and I was not able to make it to the mic. I couldn't even get out of bed. I couldn't even go to the bathroom by myself. Old man status, motherfucker. That's right. And guess what? I don't even know how it happened, but it happened. And I'm still suffering from it right now. So hopefully the booze will help me sitting in this plastic chair talking to you about movies tonight. So I'm happy to be back. Last week was painful for me and probably for you too, but you had to do a very short and sweet episode. So
think about how painful it was for our audience, Justin. Let's think of the real heroes here. But yeah, last week's show was a merciful 30 or so minutes. But thank you everybody who did tune in to check out my review of Alita Battle Angel. And that was pretty much it. I really did very, very little else last week on the show just because you weren't here. I didn't have you to feed off of. So
dude,
before we get anywhere else, I want to pitch it over to you. Just 30 seconds, super quick. What would you have rated Alita? Because I have to know, because I don't think I've asked you what you would have rated the film yet.
No, you didn't. We haven't even talked about the movie at all. I mean, I did text you after I saw it, and you know where I saw it.
Oh, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories.
Make sure to get the number right.
6
yeah,
stories.
the amount of stories. That's right.
6 stories.
Yep. 4K laser projected IMAX. Okay, that's for you. That's for you out there. But no, I mean, I was figuring if I was going to watch it, I need to see it on the biggest screen possible. And yes, I did see it in 3D. And I would give Alita Battle Angel a 7 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought that the story was generic, ho-hum. We've heard it. We've seen it before. Yeah. There were things about it that I did not like. But overall, I was just pleasantly surprised. I had 0 expectations. I'm not going to lie. I was one of those guys that said that the trailer did not look good at all. But when I was sitting in that seat and watching it in that format, I definitely was wowed by the visual extravaganza that it was. And I think that Robert Rodriguez was the perfect man to direct such an action-packed movie. I don't know. I had a blast. There was heartwarming moments. I think that the cast was, aside from one character that I think we all pretty much agreed was unnecessary to the movie, was pretty well put together and pretty well cast. And the mocap was good.
Is it Hugo?
Yes.
Hugo,
yes. Hugo, that guy that they stole from the Disney Channel. That they
performance of the year. Early front runner.
Oh man. But no, 7 out of 10 for me. Like, you know, I didn't love it or anything, but I walked out being really pleased with it. And yeah, that's for you, Paul, from the countdown. I just had a feeling, knowing after I saw it, that he probably hated it, but apparently he does hate it. So
he was not keen on the film whatsoever. But ladies and gentlemen, we're super, super thrilled that you could join us this week. We have, well, I don't necessarily know about a full rundown of the 91st Academy Awards, but we're going to talk about some Oscar winners, some Oscar losers. We're going to talk about the god of podcasting, who unfortunately is not here tonight.
I want to see a kid get decapitated.
You heard the man. You heard him.
I think if he knew we were recording on Tuesday instead of Monday, he may have tried to be here. He did have a family emergency yesterday, so I don't know how well that's going for him right now. But his mom had to go to the hospital, so all of our thoughts there with them and her. I think she's doing better today, but yeah. So he didn't even get to go and do what he was supposed to do anyway. So
He's supposed to do what? 2 Blazing Saddles movie parties. He said he was supposed to host.
that's correct.
That would've been
That
really,
those
really
of which
fun.
he had to get somebody else to do. So
All right. Well,
you will be missed, Saucy.
definitely, hopefully, yeah. Hopefully she returns to good health in very, very short order. We miss you, Sauce. We love you. Thank you.
That's a lot of cum.
Like, way to keep it clean and classy. Good. Really, really appreciate it. But also, really, really quickly, just a couple of things here to knock out at the top of the show. Okay? First things first, Justin. We're going to welcome brand new maximum level, top level patron at the $25 level, Chris Yaney. Welcome to the oh god, I left the God filter on that. All the other sound.
Whoa! I
That sounds
can't
so
believe
weird.
it.
Welcome, Chris Yaney, again, top level patron. So he joins an elite club, and that means he's an executive producer of the Active Film Guys now. That means he gets the keys to the show periodically. And patrons, maximum level patrons, I put a post out just for you this past week telling you that it's time to take those keys and make those decisions. So if you're a maximum level patron, top level patron, executive producer, it's time to tell us what you want your show to feature. What, like, I mean, it's not going to be the whole show, but, you know, different aspects, you know, we're going to fill in there. We're going to have a great time.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fun.
and Nick won't mind if you recommend Patrick Swayze
He
movies.
will mind. Excuse me.
Roadhouse.
Excuse me.
It's got to happen someday.
He will mind.
You're not my dad.
Thank you.
Full ghost commentary, please.
Good God. Good God in heaven. But yes, so welcome, Chris. And yeah, you executive producers, top level patrons, get at us. Also, over on Patreon, this is free for everybody to look at. This is a free thing. It's time to pick our March charity. So when I redid our tiers this past year, one of the tiers is, you know, as long as we receive $50 or more in Patreon funds, we're going to donate 10% of it to a charity that you're going to help us choose. So over on Patreon, just head over to patreon.com/epicfilmguys right now, and you can leave a comment down below for which charity you think we should give to, or there are some suggestions over there already. Just like one of the suggestions that's over there. That's all you have to do. Hop right over there and just let us know what charity you want us to do. It's our way of giving back. I mean, I really, really love that we have such generous and amazing patrons who are willing to, you know, just give us a portion of their money because, I don't know, we slap our fins together and make dumb noises and they seem to appreciate it.
For
We
real,
really,
seriously.
really do. We absolutely love that we get so much support, so we want to give something back to the community, but we want you guys to give us that input on exactly where you want that to go. So let us know. Again, head over to patreon.com/epicfilmguys and weigh in. I'm going to be picking it probably about the end of this week. And then as soon as I get the funds from Patreon, boom, we'll make that donation over there. And that's going to be something that we're going to do every single month, except for May, because obviously in May, we're going to give that money, Justin, to the Cancer Research Institute. As
That's
part
right.
of Livestream for the Cure, which we are almost fully booked, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on. Wait, what? Turn up your volume in OBS. What? You know what I need to do? Actually, hang on. Hang on. I gotta do... Because I think I know why. I think I know what's happening. I just have to... Yeah, okay. Justin, say something for me.
Say something for you.
Man, why is that still so loud? One more time.
Say something for you.
Man. See, the problem is Justin comes into the mix in OBS like really loud. I don't know why that is. I will have to play with that a little bit later. Check, check, sound check. How's that sound?
You sound good to me.
Check, check, sound check. I think because I have everything through the board, I think that's partly because of the board as well.
Come on, man. Get it together. Get it together, huh?
I would have to boost the gain up a lot over there in the thing. The problem is because everything is controlled through the same sound input, I can't really mess around with it. Because my microphone doesn't line into this separately. It's all just part of the same thing. Unless I do this. Check, sound check. How's that? Justin, say something.
Say something.
So I think that's the only thing. As long as I keep you coming in low. Okay, one more time. Do me a check.
Check one, check one, check one.
Okay, I think we're good. Perfect. All right, I had to do some stuff. Okay. What was I talking about? Livestream for the Cure, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Livestream for the Cure, we are almost fully booked. Every single guest slot is pretty much full. I am still coming up with stream games that we're going to do, and I'm still coming up with the EFG programming. There's going to be a huge horror game that's going to involve the whole stream. Make sure you pick every horror movie that Justin hates. Ha! There's not one. Ooh.
There may be a few.
There might be.
Know about. There may be. It's going to be a fucking blast either way. I love talking about movies that I hate. Probably even more than movies that I love. So it'll be a blast either way.
It's going to be absolutely amazing. So yeah, again, May 17th through the 19th, live stream for the Cure. We're super, super excited. The promos are going to be recorded as part of this episode right here. You're going to hear that promo somewhere in this show. I'm not 100% sure where, as well as more promos for our podcast partners. I'm also pairing up with a number of different shows to do pre-recorded content. Our good friend Paul from the Countdown, unfortunately, not able to make the event. Like the one weekend, he's not in town, unfortunately. But he and I are going to record some spotlights pre-recorded, and Mr. X from Angry Old Man is going to record us a bunch of little vignettes, telethon style. We're going to pitch it back to his crazy cast of characters in the Bellaterra Mobile Home Park Estate.
Yes.
It's going to be great. $7,500 all for the Cancer Research Institute, ladies and gentlemen. Mark those calendars right here on Epic Film Guys, on Twitch, live, the entire event, 40 hours of content, $7,500, and we're going to crush it. We are going to destroy it. And I don't know if I've gotten a chance to announce this live on the show. Did I mention it? I don't think I mentioned it even last week, because did it happen last? I don't even remember what happened, but thrilled to announce, Justin, we are giving away, as one of the prizes, just one of the prizes we're going to be giving away through Livestream for the Cure, a full year of podcasting free from Podbean. Huge shout out and special thanks to Shannon over at the Podbean team. That was absolutely amazing. Way more than I thought we were going to get when I was reaching out and asking people for stuff. 1 year of free podcasting. So you got to tune into the event if you want to win. It's going to be a donation level award. I'm not sure exactly what yet, because that's over $100 value. That's a big, big prize. 1 year of free podcasting. That's great. That's great. I love it. Did I announce it, Dan? Well, I have to change my batteries in my headset. Give me just a couple seconds. Justin, dance, monkey, dance. What the? Dance. You suck. I could still see, you know.
I've been trying to get your attention with this for like 20 minutes. I know how much
on the back of that
movie.
little kerchief, does it say sucks? Because that's what it should say. All right, check. There we go. All right, yeah, no, you burn that thing. Burn it and throw it in the trash where it belongs.
This is a
Take
good
it in the
glass
bathroom
cleaner,
and wipe
man.
your
I
ass
clean
on
off
it.
my glasses, and it's a good collector's item.
Take it in the bathroom and
great
wipe
John Carpenter movie.
your ass on it. All right, so I think, Justin, I think that about does it for the announcements up here at the top of the show. So why don't we run over into a little something that we love to call What are you drinking?
I'm back. Puke and rally. Woo! Give me a beer.
And I am going to start over with you, my friend. I had the God filter on still, and I didn't want to mess up like I did last week. I love that I refer to it as the God filter now. Justin, what have you got slipping down your suck hole?
My suck hole that is slippery. That's right. It's not a rough one. Plenty of stuff goes in and out of it to make sure that it's smooth and well oiled. Well-oiled machine.
Are you trying to get the lisp out here? Is that what it is?
You know what? Maybe I'll just have a comeback. I don't even care. I need to get wild. That whole
Man.
month of being sober just kind of left a lot to be desired in my social life. But I literally bought this beer because of the label, as I showed you. You can't really see that well on the stream there, but it is the most badass and most fucking metal, brutal label I've ever seen. The artwork is amazing. From Adroit Theory. Those of you that have been a long time listener to the show may know that originally I was trying to get them to be a sponsor of the show, but they never replied to
We all but offered to blow them.
I tagged them in like everything for a year and they never said anything. But this is their Lilith Numberland. Lilith Ghost 679. They have this ghost thing and a number. It's kind of special. It's their triple IPA. It's 11% alcohol by volume, 27 IBUs. They say, Nick, it's bursting with flavors of tropical fruit, yet tamed by a slight earthiness in the background, both sweet and bitter. I gotta say, guys, I'm sorry. You put a great package on a really lame beer. This thing is way too boozy, and it's only 11%. I drink triple IPAs from plenty of breweries locally, one of which is from Ocelot. I drank during the Oscars, which was beautiful. Light, smooth, creamy, great mouthfeel. This thing is just, it's hard to get down, man, literally. It's rough. It's not good. I don't know if you want to call earthiness like dog shit that's in the earth and you mix it together, that kind of earthiness. I'm gonna finish it. I will not waste booze because this bottle is like 13 bottles or something, and I love the label. But sorry, guys, you fucked up on this one.
Wow.
You looked like usually their beers are really good, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a miss. You looked like you were really, really, really enjoying your beer, so I got to know, man. What are you pounding down your pee hole?
Yes. All right, so I bought this specifically. I think it was a couple weeks ago. I can't remember, because I wanted to have it on the show, and then I remember we started the show late, so I didn't want to have it because it was like a full wine bottle's worth of beer.
Yeah.
This bad boy is Ithaca's 20th anniversary wild ale with blueberries, and I got to tell you, it's amazing. It's fantastic. First of all, that color, that is just straight up blueberry right there. You taste so much fresh, and I mean fresh blueberry flavor in this. So they clearly dumped a lot of fresh fruit into the mash for this. It's got the lightest, like floral hop kind of bite that floats along in there, but the blueberry is definitely where this thing is at. Insanely drinkable. One of the, like, easily, like, just the most enjoyable, drinkable beers ever. It's a fantastic
Fantastic. I gotta ask though, man, but it's been a while since they've actually impressed you though, right? Because their beer, you see those beers down the street, you can get those beers everywhere.
Yeah, you can
right?
get their beers
beers
pretty much everywhere around where I live, especially in upstate New York. And yeah, they really, I mean, they do some stuff. I went to that one thing at the ale house. They did a cask ale there, and I think it was their Flower Power with orange peel. That was actually pretty good. Like, they're hit or miss, though. Like, some of their stuff is really, really good, but they've gotten so much bigger, and I think as they've gotten bigger, they've drifted away from that kind of microbrew, like, really specialty stuff that, you know, you kind of fell in love with them for at first.
Yeah, it's the stuff we look for, man. But,
they still have some solid, super drinkable stuff, though, like their Flower Power, like their Cascazilla, things of that nature. But this, if you can find this, their 20th anniversary ale, especially if you're anywhere in upstate New York, find it. I promise you will love it.
Fantastic.
What else do we want to do up top?
You're a mean one, Mr. Nick.
You really suck the dick.
That he does. That
I
he
got so
does.
few opportunities to push the buttons on the soundboard because I was the only one yammering on last week. So it was really, really weird trying to come in here and like push buttons on the soundboard. It just didn't work. Just didn't work. I need you.
You know, if I had a laptop that was working, I would have recorded from the bed.
Oh my
I
god.
would have actually done it from the bed.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah. Instead, I watched The Lobster.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do, we're going to run over into a quick break. And when we return, we are going to be... Wait, hang on. Live podcasting, ladies and gentlemen. Live podcasting. Thank you, everyone, that's joining us over there in Twitch. Twitch chat, make some noise. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to run into a quick break for one of our Livestream for the Cure podcast partners. Once again, set your calendar, May 17th through the 19th, 40 hours of live content to raise money for the Cancer Research Institute. Promos are coming, artwork's coming. This thing's ready to blow up and start promoting in a big, big, big way as we approach the final 2 months leading up to the event. I'm so excited. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have such a great time. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And if you're a podcast that's listening to this, you've got like very few podcast blocks left for featured programming to get in on the fun. So head over to livestreamforthecure.com. Check out the spreadsheet. If you want to take part in the event, get at me on Twitter, email livestreamforthecure@gmail.com, whatever. Get in touch because it's going to be absolutely amazing. But thank you so much to all the amazing shows that have already reached out and have already pledged their time and their energy and their efforts to help us raise money for cancer research. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We will be back to talk Oscars, Justin, right after this. After these messages. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Get out of here.
Back.
I want to see a kid get strangled.
Oh, didn't even have the God filter in there. The Gob?
Job?
Job filter. The Job filter. Oh, man. This beer is super tasty. How much time are we at on the recording?
We are at 25 minutes.
Keep recording.
Okay.
You need to take a break quick?
I think I'm fine.
Let's see. Do you have a list there of like winners and losers you want to go over?
I just had the list and whatever happens kind of thing.
The list?
Was what I was thinking. The list, the master list. I was in a state where a lot of these I forgot. I watched the show. I'm not gonna lie. I went pretty hard. I was pretty angry. I told you the story when I called you, but it was like the most frustrating, upsetting thing ever. I had a huge party planned, and it didn't happen because of fucking management at this building. Lied to my face. I'll make sure to mention it when we record that part of the segment. But I literally sat with my head in my hands for like 20 minutes before I could come to and realize, hey, I need to see this thing. I can't not watch it. So yeah, I mean, we'll get into it.
Let's get into Loy sauce. Loy sauce. Loy socks.
He was crunk as fuck too.
Loy sauce was drunk?
He was all like Little John up in that motherfucker. Yeah. Every 2 seconds. For real. I've never seen him so crunk, man.
Oh my god.
He was crunk and drunk.
All right. Let's no time like the present.
Fist yourself!
Dan, stop that. All right. We are coming back live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for sticking with us here on the Epic Film Guys podcast. And Justin, some event or award show or some nonsense.
Yeah, something
happened the other
right?
day.
Something
I don't
important,
remember
kind
what
of
it
important.
was.
Yeah.
But we're so far. You know what? Hats off to like the movie podcasts out there that legitimately, the second the show goes off the air, hit record and start recording their Oscars reactions. And here's us schlubs. Justin called me inebriated the night of the Oscars. And Justin, you told me a story, but we didn't record anything. And you're going to get this like a week later. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I care about talking about the results of the Oscars, but I don't care enough about it to be like we have to record right now.
Can you imagine what that episode would sound like if we tried to record immediately after
you
the show?
were inebriated, sir, and I was a lot of champagne deep. A lot of champagne deep.
I think it would have probably been like that experience we had when I was at your place, not this last Christmas, but the one before it, and we tried to record together.
Yeah. Where you were
We had
literally so
P-Well.
wasted you were falling asleep.
Yeah, it was
And then
like
you
3
went
in the
and-
morning.
Puked behind the CVS.
In the morning. That's what I woke up first thing in the morning. I left. I went and puked next to the CVS. There was an old lady walking right by me as I did so. But no, I mean, I was definitely celebrating a little bit too hard, but it had been a long time since I've gone that hard after I had my full month of sobriety in January. And I've had a couple beers here and there during February, but I was angry. To give you a little bit of insight into why I was going so hard, I planned a pretty big Oscars party at my place. The last couple of years I've been having people over, and I invited my buddy Alan, who's one of our big patrons on the show, my buddy Paul, who's a patron of the show, my buddy Spencer, Joe, like just tons of people. I invited lots of people, even Loy Sauce. Yes, Loy Sauce was invited. Tons of people were going to come. I had food made, ready, set out. I bought tons of beer. I made sure to ask our management company 2 days ago. Two days ago upon the day of the Oscars. See, I'm actually feeling the drunkenness from the Oscars right now as I'm thinking about it. I made sure to ask them, hey, everything's good with the community room TV, because I don't have that much room in my apartment to house all those people. They're like, everything's fine. Everything's normal. You're good to go. I go downstairs. Everything's already planned. Everything's already set out. And there's no cable. There's no cable, which means there's no local station. So that means there's no Oscars. None. Zero. Zip. So I had to cancel my little get together, which was very hurtful for me because I was really looking forward to having a great time with friends. And then, of course, where am I going to watch this thing? So I scrambled, and actually, Nick, I signed up for YouTube TV, a free trial. And then one of our patrons, Alan, actually saved the day and said, come over to my community room. It was a little late for everybody to show up, so it was just a little small group, but it was still a blast. So thank you to Alan again for having us over, saving the day. Still had the booze, still had the food, just a lot less people, but it was still a blast. Still doing, our live commenting here in the Hopesters Dumpster on our official fan group, as well with other friends via text. So it was a mess, dude.
Kill him, hang him, hit him.
But the key thing is we got to watch the show. We got to have fun, enjoy ourselves, and we're going to be able to talk about it tonight on the Epic Film Guys podcast. So in the end, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it was a really okay. So let's get into it because there's a lot of different moments I think to touch on. We're going to touch on winners. We're gonna touch. Man, words are not my friend tonight. Not my friend.
It's a T-O and a U, so touch.
God damn it. We're going to touch on winners. We're going to touch on losers and pretty much everything in between. Funny moments, good moments, bad moments, whatever and what have you. But I just want, Justin, overall, first things first, right out of the gate, your overall impressions of the show. Like, did you like it? Did you have a good time watching it? Did it suck? Did you hate it? Did you want to punch Loy Sauce in the face? How did you feel?
No, if anything, I almost pulled him tight and squeezed his ass and said, Daddy thinks he did a good job.
I sucked a dick last night.
Jeez.
It was that good. I really legitimately had a blast with this year's Oscars.
Okay.
And the first thing that I said to you when I called you the other night after it ended is I said, fuck a host. I don't think we need one.
I agree.
I really don't think we need one. I think that, and it helped.
Well, here's what I posited as well over on Twitter.
All right.
Over on Twitter, because if you think about it, the Oscars usually open with some kind of elaborate musical number or elaborate, like, whatever. We got Queen, and then the monologue. The host usually comes out and does a little monologue and makes fun of some celebrities in the room and makes fun of the films that are nominated. We got that from Amy Poehler and Tina Fey, Maya Rudolph. So aside from like really just random cutbacks, because what does the host do after that? Like you'll see them periodically, they'll say a joke, and it's like a 30-second transition
as a mediator
to introduce the next presenter.
In between. Yeah.
That's it. That's all you and you get weird random bits, but we still got weird random bits. It was just from the presenters and not necessarily from the host. Ellen didn't order everybody pizza this year or anything, you know.
No. Not gonna lie. I loved that year at the Oscars.
Yeah.
But
yep.
This year it felt natural. And you know what? Maybe I'm wrong with this, but maybe they were planning this as soon as Kevin Hart decided, hey, no, this isn't for me, or they decided, no, you aren't for us. Whatever happened behind the scenes. They probably immediately said, let's try something different. And as you said, I saw you commenting on another movie site's post today on Facebook.
Never.
Yeah, you.
Never.
I think you were talking shit on the playlist like you always do.
Me, you know what's funny is I talk shit on the playlist so much.
Every
I'm now a
fucking
top
day
fan.
you talk shit on the playlist.
I'm now a top fan on their Facebook page.
I
Like
know,
I get that little sticker. That's how much I talk shit and like call them out on their bullshit fucking articles.
And now you're a top fan for it. So there's when do we get top fans? But no, you had said on there like it's Hollywood after all. Like they're accusing the Oscars, the Academy, of this being like a scheme to get more viewers. Well, it worked. The ratings were up compared to last year.
I 100% think it was because let's trace the controversies, Justin. First, Kevin Hart out as host. So then they were like, okay, well, we're not going to have a host after they searched forever for a replacement. Then you get the whole, they weren't going to play all of the best original songs. They were only going to do the one from Black Panther, which they didn't even do because the guy that sings it was like, nah, I can't do it. So they didn't even do it. And then they were going to do Shallow from A Star Is Born. And that was it. And Lady Gaga was like, no, that's bullshit. Fuck that. All of them are playing or nobody's playing. I'm not coming. So then it's Lady Gaga. So if you're the Academy, you're like, yes.
She's like a 0.25% of your ratings. Right
exactly. There. So they were like, we have to have everybody play. And then they were like, but we're only going to do 90 seconds. And then that just quickly kind of got scuttled away by this whole thing where they were like, okay, now we're going to announce 4 categories off the air. And Hollywood collectively lost its shit on the Academy. Like, there were so many petitions going around with like
Tarantino, Scorsese, Christopher Nolan. You name any big name Hollywood
high
name
profile
out
people
there, they all signed this shit. Like, fuck no, y'all ain't gonna do that. And then they quickly said that no,
said nope. So basically, they by the time the Oscars actually went on the air, Justin, they had backtracked on every, and you remember this all started way before the Oscars, way before when they were talking about adding this whole best popular film category to it, and everybody flipped out about that. That's when all this started, way back then. So they eventually recanted and pulled back every single thing, but what it did was it kept the Academy and it kept the Oscars in the headlines, in the
constantly
news cycle. So that way, eventually, the Oscars come, and I think people tuned in out of morbid curiosity to see if it was going to be a disaster, and ratings were up.
I saw a lot of people actually going into it thinking it was going to be a disaster.
I did.
And
I 100% did.
A lot of other people did. I remember even Loy Sauce himself texting me and like making fun of it. I was like, hey, I'm watching it to have a fun time and enjoy it. If it sucks, it sucks. But I was extremely surprised and pleasantly surprised that I think it was better than last year. I think it's been better than the past couple of years. It had its opening number, which was great actually. And you can hate Lambert all you want, but he is the singer of Queen now.
Lambert's fine.
And it was the perfect way to open the show. And then you have 3 brilliant, amazing comedians who are very known to the Oscars.
Amazing.
And what they did is all we needed from a host. So technically they were like our opening hosts, and they let the show go.
Yep.
And they were perfect. The writing was perfect. I laughed my ass off. I think those are 3 of the most brilliant, funny ladies working in Hollywood today. And that's all we needed. And then from there, the show was off and running, and the awards were getting presented. And I mean, I really don't see the need for a host after this. If they introduce a host back into the show, it's going to be kind of weird because the show flowed so much better without one.
Yeah, and I mean, they did make some cuts. They did make some things where they did remove. They removed the whole honorary Oscar. They removed that from the show, which saved them like 25 minutes because I mentioned it, I think 2 weeks ago or however many weeks ago on the show now.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
When we talked about it, because that segment adds, I mean, you have a presenter that comes out and presents who the award's going to be for. Then you have a reel that's like 5 minutes long of clips of all their movies and all their performances, everything they've ever done. Okay. Then finally they introduce them 1,000 years later after a million tons of applause. They finally get up on stage. They give a really long speech, way longer than anybody else is allowed to talk for. And then finally, it's like 25 minutes. Like 25 minutes it lasts. And I love that segment. I love it so much. But that was one of the things where I was like, if you really want to shave some time off of this thing, maybe we should look at that segment. Maybe we should get that out of there. Just thinking about it, you know? And I'm really, really glad that they did. And the show was over by what, like 11:15?
Yeah, dude. It was over exactly the right time for me to be able to have 2 more beers before I got hungover enough where I knew I was going to throw up and I wouldn't be able to last the
And then you
rest of
beat
the
on
night.
Moy Sauce.
Yes, that is
Good.
correct.
As he deserves. So yeah, overall impressions of the show, I would agree with you. I enjoyed it. I had a great time watching the show. I thought it flowed exceptionally well. And I guess, Justin, that has to lead us into moments, winners, losers, nominees. There's so much to look at from this award ceremony, Justin.
Well, I'd love to end my part of this segment being positive. So I'm going to go out on a limb right now and say something that you probably don't even, actually you do know, because I mentioned his name a few weeks ago on the show. One of the things that hurt me the most was in the in memoriam section. Dick Miller was not mentioned. I know every single year they leave somebody out, literally every single year. But I'm
I was
like,
reading through a list. There was a bunch of people they left out.
I'm like, but this is a guy that's been like 100 movies, like 100 fucking movies. Now, to make up for that, as a horror fan, they did present an image of James Karen, who did die at the age of 94. He is best known for his role in Poltergeist and, of course, The Return of the Living Dead, Dan O'Bannon's movie. So, and they showed an image from The Return of the Living Dead. So I was like, okay, that's great. I wish they had showed Dick Miller. I literally a guy that's been in hundreds of movies. That's just me talk. Every year I have a complaint about that. So that was something I was pretty upset about, that, you know, literally like Dick Miller died a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
You of which didn't even know who he was, but we all know that you don't know who anyone is.
I really don't. That's not an indictment against Dick Miller or his talent. That's just how little I know about anything.
But to jump to something that is not related to the movies, but it is one of the presenting aspects that I loved. Melissa fucking McCarthy. God fucking damn it.
Oh my God.
That outfit with the fucking rabbit puppet. I was dying. I literally fell on the floor, dude. Like, I fell on the floor. That's how funny that was. I'm like, you know how humble she is and down to earth she is? She's nominated. She knows she's probably not going to win. And she shows up to present the award. And she's basically doing like a mockery of The Favorite in that outfit. And it was literally the most hilarious thing I'd seen all night.
Yeah, that was the award for best costume design. And that was the kind of thing that I was talking about when I talk about little bits, because they allowed presenters to go a little bit longer and to have a little bit more fun. And you know what? Let's look at it like that. It almost felt a little bit more like the Golden Globes. They're not drinking at their tables, but it did have a lot more of a fun atmosphere, I'll say. I really, really enjoyed the atmosphere of the award show, and that happened after the disastrous, and I mean the downright disastrous, acceptance speech for the best makeup and hairstyling team.
Oh my
Vice,
God.
Which
dude,
they were just deer in headlights. I just don't think they had any idea what to do or what to say.
I feel bad for him. For them.
I do too.
But it was cringeworthy. It was literally, I feel like, probably the worst acceptance delivery of any single person or team that was involved in a movie that I've ever seen. And it's not because they were like wasted or they just didn't know what to do and they were so nervous. They were all over the place. And I feel like if you were going to like take away time from anybody, it'd be them, but they let them go on and rant over and over and over and like fall all over themselves and not know what they were saying. That would have been the moment. Play the music. It was just like really uncomfortable for everyone. And you could tell the audience when they zoomed out of the shot were like uncomfortably clapping, like looking around like, okay, can this be over, please?
Yeah. Like, I did appreciate, however, there were a few different points in the night when, they'd start playing the music to play people off, and then they wouldn't stop talking. I really, really appreciated that they just straight up cut their mics.
Almost every time, wasn't it? Almost every single
Pretty
time.
much every
as far
single
as
time,
I can remember.
including even Spike Lee got his mic cut. Like, and like, I get it, but at the same time, if they wanna run a tighter show, and they want to have every category included, everybody rioted. Everybody said you have to include every category. You have to play all the original song nominees. You can't be skimping out on the stuff that people actually love about the award show. So, you know what? It falls then. You have to be a little bit harder when it comes to these speeches, because these people, they know how much time they get. They know how much time they're going to get when they get up on that stage to give their acceptance speech and to thank everybody and whatever. And then they get up there and they just start rambling on and on, or they just start listing off like a massive like dictionary full of names.
See, I don't mind it, Nick, when they're
Cut those
emotional.
mics. I loved it.
When they're emotional and what they have to say is powerful and it has me in the moment. That's what I love about that show.
Yeah.
Is when they get in the moment and they just go right at it, because that's the passion they put into that movie, and that's the passion that won them that award.
True.
I love that and appreciate that. But if they're just like, yeah, and some guy on the street that shook my hand once and said, "You're gonna make it. I don't remember your name, but I met you at the bar." It'd be like the Hopester getting named.
Hey, you over there.
You had to say it.
Seriously. Otherwise,
Don't name drop him.
Fuck you.
Jesus.
I absolutely had to. But Nick, we got to jump in here. We got to jump into some of the winners and losers here. Something that maybe caught you off guard, or something maybe you loved or you hated. I got to know, because I know nothing about what you thought about the awards. I'll say this much: we had some surprise. We had some surprises. That's for sure.
I think. Well, let's start with the biggest surprise of the night by far, because one thing that I hate about the Oscars, and one thing that the Oscars often does, is they will reward people for their body of work, not necessarily for the strength of a particular performance, but because they're due. It's their time. They deserve one. And this was a famous, line of thinking when Leonardo DiCaprio finally won his Oscar for The Revenant a couple years ago.
Which we disagreed on, but he won it.
You suck.
Water under the bridge. He should have won for it.
But like, that's a narrative that pops up every now and again at the Oscars when somebody's nominated that's been nominated a lot, and they never ever win, like Glenn Close was. Her first nomination was in 1983. Like, she has been churning out quality, and I mean amazing work on both film and television for decades. She's an amazing actress. So it was just this huge narrative going into the event that it's her time, she's due, this is pretty much a lock. Everybody I know picked her to win, and then boom, Olivia Colman sweeps in there for The Favorite, wins Best Actress, and gives easily the best acceptance speech of the night. That was amazing. Her speech was amazing.
No, it was fantastic. And you know
I
what?
loved her.
She was by far, like, I didn't expect her at all whatsoever. Now, I loved her in that movie. I think all three of the central performances in that movie, as well as Nicholas Hoult, they're all brilliant in that movie. But she is great. Like, she is that movie. I just didn't see it winning for that. So I definitely thought it was going to be close. And even though you and I were both hoping, I knew it wasn't Gaga's time yet. I knew it wasn't.
No, I knew she wasn't going to win.
But I finally had the opportunity to watch the movie this weekend. I know you loved it. It was one of your favorite. It was your favorite movie of last year.
It was my number one of the year, yes.
So I finally had a chance to watch it, and I fucking loved it. I thought it was brilliant. But I can see in her performance in that movie, she's got plenty ahead of her, man. She's got so many ahead of her, which is why I thought Glenn Close was going to get it. I literally, and I hadn't even seen The Wife. Now, did you get a chance to see it?
I did not get a chance either.
Okay, so neither of us saw it. And then Olivia Colman wins. I was like, whoa, I'm pleasantly surprised by that, because it was probably, out of all of them, the ones that I had seen, maybe my second or third favorite performance. Probably my second favorite.
I loved her in The Favorite. I thought she was absolutely amazing. But, I mean, again, it was just one of those things where that narrative starts up, and everybody's like, oh, it's Glenn Close's time. She's due. She's going to win. And I detest that, and I literally almost leapt out of my seat when Olivia Colman won, just because Glenn Close didn't win.
But we expect that, though. You and I talk about it. We kind of expect that, and we mention that, and that's always like kind of our dialogue whenever it comes to these awards. Oh, well, so and so. Like for me, for example, best supporting actor. You know who I wanted, don't you?
Oh
yeah.
I was really
Sam
when we
Elliott.
talked about and did our Oscar picks. I kind of like almost theorized a scenario in which maybe Mahershala wouldn't win and Sam Elliott would somehow clean it up. But I mean, the thing, and I don't really pay attention to precursors. There are a lot of great movie bloggers and reviewers and podcasts and critics out there that swear up and down by precursors, and they calculate everything out based on all these statistics for this person won this. I don't give a fuck. I go based on my gut.
I don't think we'd have time to drink beer if we did all of
We
that.
wouldn't. I
so,
really would
no.
not. So there's a lot of great people out there that do that kind of stuff, but the smart money was on Mahershala because he won literally every precursor leading up to the award. And even though it was a nice sneak in there for Sam Elliott to even get nominated, because he really didn't get nominated a lot for that performance.
And I'm just
Yeah.
happy now. Whenever he does a movie, they can put Academy Award nominee Sam Elliott because the guy has made more movies. He's been in so many different genre movies, and he's great in all of them. And he literally brought a tear to my eye. Like the most powerful moment in A Star Is Born came from a scene with Sam Elliott. So that's why for me, I was definitely like, this has got to happen. And I love Mahershala. I love him. I had a chance to watch Green Book last week. And we're going to get to this when we get to the Best Picture winner. But it's not his strongest performance. He's very subtle in the movie. He's very, very, very good in the movie. But for me, by far, definitely not his best performance.
I mean, we could veer into Green Book a little bit because I think he makes a really nice contrast to Viggo Mortensen's performance, because Viggo Mortensen's performance is, you know, a very broad caricature kind of almost that like Italian American from the 60s.
Racist Italian American.
Insanely thick accent, you know.
But I mean, honestly, it's not the first time we've seen that type of character portrayed on screen, and he nailed
Absolutely
it
not.
to a T.
And that's why
you know?
Mortensen didn't win. I don't think he won anything at all for that role. He got nominated a ton, but
Well, also, Spike Lee stood up and turned his back to, you know, them winning because supposedly Mortensen was using the N-word while promoting the movie.
yeah, he used it like it's just. This goes back to the Liam Neeson thing that we talked about, but I didn't air as part of episode 180. But it's like, what it's 2019. Number one, it's never okay to say that word anyway, ever, in any context. But it's 2019, in the era of Me Too, in the era of everybody being super, super sensitive and just waiting for somebody to slip up in even the smallest way. And you choose not to screw up in the smallest way, but you choose instead to line that sucker up and hit the grand slam of screw-ups by dropping the N-word. Like, what why? That's never okay. It's never, ever okay.
And after shooting this movie, you'd think he'd be more conscious of that.
Yeah, you really would.
But
You
I gotta
really,
say,
really
man,
would.
jumping ahead though, I mean, some may say that Spike Lee was a little bit of a crybaby about that moment. He could have taken it. He could have been a little bit more of an adult about it. He basically just like walked up and left. Like he was just like a pissy, whatever. He did what he did. But I got to say, man, Green Book winning Best Picture, I didn't see it happening, and I'm most definitely not happy about it.
It was probably 5th or 6th in my list for things I wanted to win, because I finally watched it. I watched it like right before the Oscars. It was the last thing I got a chance, or no, Beale Street was the last thing I got a chance to watch. Whatever. But I watched it this past weekend in the lead up to the Oscars, and I think it's fine. It's probably like a 7 out of 10. I mean, it's got good performances.
Exactly. I think it's a good movie for what it is. We've seen it before. It's nothing special. Their performances are what drive it.
Formulaic story, yeah.
Exactly. It's basically a modern Driving Miss Daisy, and that's what everyone's been saying. But it's true. That's what it is. Like you said earlier on, though, and rightly so, it is Mortensen and Ali's chemistry, and them balancing
it's their
out the
chemistry
movie.
and their performances that really tell the truth of that movie. Now, there's a narrative out there, and I don't want to get too much into this because I don't give a shit. I really don't. But there's a narrative out there about this that, you know, it's racist because it's you know, got this white savior complex and everything. And I mean, a lot of different people see this film in a lot of different ways. And then you had Nick Vallelonga, the son of the guy who's also the co-writer, you know, anti-Muslim tweets and stuff like that, and pro-Trump tweets on Twitter, which makes him a giant scumbag. I will not defend that. But like, for me, when I watch this movie, and I don't know how you feel about it necessarily, Justin, but when I watched the movie, I got out of it, and this was what I took away from it is, hey, white bigoted assholes, stop being white bigoted assholes. Like, it almost like the film's condemning Tony Lip's behavior in his character in the film, and I don't necessarily see it. I mean, I can't watch it through a person of color's eyes or anything like that. I definitely can't see it from their perspective. But for me, it was a film about friendship. It was a film about two friends, and it was a film
from two different worlds coming together.
Like, yeah, two different worlds colliding. And hey, racist white assholes, stop being racist white assholes. Open yourselves up to different cultures.
What you just said is almost exactly what Wissau said. As soon as he watched the movie, he sent me a text and he said, the movie is about this, and then he waited like 5 minutes, and then he put in big bold letters in quotation marks, racism is bad, and I can hear him
pretty
saying
much
that. And this
it's
is
exceptionally
a movie
on the nose.
That's made for 60-year-old people, senior citizens, to go in and feel good
Pretty
about
much.
themselves.
But in this day and age, and I'll say it, in this day and age, when you have a ton of bigoted, racist, stupid, white assholes out there who are the way that they are, having this movie to tell them, hey, stop being a racist white asshole, fine. I don't think it should have won Best Picture by a long shot.
No, definitely not. And the
I would
movie
have loved
itself,
to see, I would have loved to see Black Klansman win Best Picture. Even Black Panther would have been great to see that win Best Picture. A Star is Born, of course. It was my favorite film of the year.
I was really hoping for A Star is Born.
And
no, Vice,
or
get
Roma.
to the bottom of the list. You're not even in this category. You should have never been here.
But Green Book, like I said, it was probably like 6th on the list for me. Like, I did not want it to win, but I knew the favorite wouldn't win. I knew the favorite wouldn't win. Let's make that clear. And I really had a strong feeling Bohemian Rhapsody wouldn't win, but I knew if it did, this podcast would probably end, and I might have to call the cops to get you off the top of your building, because you'd probably try to jump off and. Oh, Vice? Yeah, no. Oh my God.
No, Bohemian Rhapsody. No, I watched Vice. I'm not gonna.
I didn't think Rhapsody was gonna win either. I just didn't think the narrative was there for it anymore.
I'm just saying, if it did, they'd be like, whoa, because.
I don't think the narrative was there for it anymore. I knew it was probably going to win some technical stuff, and I really hoped Malek would win anyway, and I'm really glad that he did, especially over fucking anything that has to do with Vice. But
yeah, I mean, well, we'll hit on that then. So, Best Actor, Rami Malek, he did a brilliant performance, and after I watched Vice, I definitely knew it was a tight race between the two, because Bale was brilliant in that role. You might say he was twisting his mustache in that movie. I think he played a very layered man who he thought of as being an evil guy, but he didn't come off as being like traditional Hollywood villain to me.
That's mostly, especially more so than any other film, I think Vice is as much what you carry into the film as it is what the film does in the theater to you. I think it's one of those films where whatever baggage you carry into the theater, it's going to affect your viewing of it. Like, I hate political divisionism, if that's even a thing. Is that a thing? I don't think that's a thing. I hate the way that people are pitted against each other politically, and I felt like McKay's
it's
film
trying
was
to separate
really designed
people.
to do that.
Definitely, yeah. It's trying to push people in opposite ways.
And I hate that.
I think
really
the scene
that we need to come together as people, and I
the scene that hit it home the most was that ending scene, which that with the focus group. How hard was that to watch?
I said, the ending scene of it is what drives it home, because it's McKay not only just kind of taking the themes that he's already expounded throughout the film, but he literally then takes a sledgehammer and smacks you in the face with it as an audience member. Be like, hey, this is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, like I said, I'm mad that hold on. Like I said, I'm happy that Malek won. Bale's already won an Oscar for Best Supporting for The Fighter, so he's already an Academy Award winner. Malek, this is a young guy, up and comer.
He's got a bright career ahead of him.
Great career ahead of him, and he did a brilliant job playing Freddie Mercury. So that's one thing. Obviously, as we jump around here, we got to get to the next one. I just feel like this is one we knew was going to happen. Best Director, Alfonso Cuarón. I knew he was going to win this. I had no question here.
Of Lucky locks that ever locked.
Yep. Lucky.
We talk about the only precursor I ever care about is DGA, because like 99% of the time, whoever wins DGA wins Best Director at the Oscars, unless they're not nominated, like Ben Affleck wasn't for Argo.
But he still walked away with an Oscar anyways.
Yeah, because it won Best
so,
Picture, which I still directly attribute to the fact that he wasn't nominated. But hey, but yeah, Quaron was, and of course, and there was a huge narrative, like so many, especially film Twitter. Film Twitter got on this hard, but film Twitter was hard on the fact that Roman's going to win. Roman's going to win. Roman's going to win. And I'm like, guys, Roman's not going to win. It's already going to win Best 4, and it's already going to win cinematography, and it's already going to win directing.
See, you had me thinking when you said that. So when you had me thinking that, that's why I was thinking, Best Picture. Maybe it may be A Star Is Born. Maybe it'll jump in there and surprise everybody.
I was hoping, but I just don't think the buzz was just never there. It was just never there for that film, which really, really saddens me because I fucking adore it.
I love it
so much.
It's very, very brilliant. So dude, Roma did take home Best Foreign Language Film. It took home Best Director. But some other smaller stuff like a Best Original Screenplay, Green Book took that home as well.
Yeah, which like, especially like, no, why? I don't get, no. I
feel
really,
like this is the category where the favorite probably should have come in and won.
really agree. I agree. This should have been Yorgos, like, times 1,000. And I just don't get why Green Book is, and that's, I think, Green Book's biggest problem is it's 5 minutes into the movie you can literally map out every single plot beat that it's going to hit. It's like the way that Bohemian Rhapsody was a really lazy biopic. Green Book was a really lazy feel-good, racism is bad movie.
Yeah, I would call Bohemian Rhapsody lazy. I wouldn't call Green Book lazy. I'd just call it formulaic. We've seen the movie before. It's been done plenty of times.
Yeah.
But when you jump over to something like Best Adapted Screenplay, this is one of the most important wins of the entire night. Spike Lee, one of the most prolific directors of his generation.
What a great moment when Sam Jackson announced that. And
he jumps right in his fucking arms.
That was great.
Oh, my God. And you know what?
That was amazing.
I see some people picking on Spike Lee's Joker outfit. I fucking loved it. Yeah, he's representing Prince, man. Of course, he loves fucking Prince. He loves Michael Jackson. This dude is a legend. And, he's made a lot of movies. Not all are great movies, but for me, it was just very amazing and a heartwarming moment to see Spike Lee finally win something. I'm like, this is one of the most important African-American directors ever. If not, to be honest, if not the most important African-American directors.
Black Klansman was incredible.
So you liked it, huh?
It.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Now you know why it was on my top 10 of the year list.
Absolutely. It probably would have made my top 10 of the year, to be 100% honest.
Yeah, man.
I adored it. It was like, I mean, it literally just, like, everything about it, I think, was really, really, really well executed. Really well executed. Just knocked it out of the park. And I mean, talk about films with, like, I mean, it's a little bit heavy-handed to cut in, like, the real footage of the people from, like, 2017, like the Charlottesburg and all that.
That was the most hard thing to deal with. It's so
poignant, though. It's so poignant because it's literally exactly the same. It's literally that kind of shit is still happening in our country today.
And to be fair, we have to mention this. Well, I have to mention it at least.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of the films that we saw last year dealing with racism are a little heavy-handed. Sorry to bother you. As much as I really enjoyed that movie and liked it, the ending went way off the deep end and went a little heavy-handed. There were some others as well. So it joins that group but that moment when that movie ended, that was so difficult to watch that I couldn't get up from my seat. I had to sit there and soak that in.
Yeah.
One of the biggest surprises of the night for me was Best Visual Effects. The movie that I thought was going to win in 2 other categories actually won in this category. First Man, Damien Chazelle's movie. Best Visual Effects. I think it did a beautiful job. I think it was a great job. I just didn't think it had the level of effects work to win the Oscar for it. I was thinking, those other 2 categories we'll get into that are sound related that we both kind of thought it was going to go there. But it won Best Visual. I really, honestly, I thought that Avengers was going to come in and steal that one. But
I actually was kind of on board with Avengers winning it because
I was too. It was on my.
It wasn't nominated anywhere else. It wasn't going to win anything else, and it really didn't deserve to win anything else. But
definitely not.
The mocap, the way that they realized Thanos on screen, and all the effects. I think I read somewhere this past weekend the most effect shots of any film ever which I believe it. Watching that,
Yeah,
movie.
I wouldn't be surprised. And all of it looks good too. There's not a shitty shot in
It's gorgeous.
that movie.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful. There's so much going on in so many different parts of that movie, and it's all handled extremely well. But I think the thing with the Oscars is I think the Academy, even though it has diversified and even though it has added a lot of new members, it's still got that we love practical effects kind of thing. And there's definitely CG and green screen work and things like that in First Man, but
Which is
relies,
seamless, mind you. It's
it
seamless.
is perfect,
It
but
looks
it also
like you're
relies
there.
a lot on practical effects,
Yes.
which is very, very evident. And I think that that's what the Academy, they tend to go for that kind of thing most years, I think, where they really, really want to focus on
Hey, man,
practical effects.
none of the last two Apes movies won. They should have won.
Which is a
one of them.
crime.
But these two categories, let's just mix them in together. Best sound editing and best sound mixing. Bohemian Rhapsody won both. They won both.
That's it. Nope. I'm doing it. Nope.
Don't do it. Nope.
I told you I'm doing it. Wrong. Exactly. You talk about a 700-pound bag of fucking bullshit. First Man, the sound editing in First Man is... Now, I wanted A Quiet Place to win because it wasn't nominated in mixing. It was only nominated in sound editing. Sound is so important to A Quiet Place, to what it is as a film on the whole. I was like, please give it. No, Bohemian Rhapsody. And then you could have given that to First Man. Again, sound, the sounds of inside of those space capsules and shit like that with the metal creaking, all that stuff. It's terrifying just being in the theater and experiencing that. And nope, give it to Bohemian Rhapsody. And then sound mixing, give it to Bohemian Rhapsody. Fuck Bohemian Rhapsody. I
And
fucking
just to
hate
remind you,
the fucking
Nick,
garbage can.
it also won best film editing.
I fucking hate you.
Dude, seriously. It won
I
best film.
hate Bohemian Rhapsody so much.
It I really can't believe it that it won that. And what's even weirder is I didn't know that John Ottman actually did the editing of that movie. He's done some stuff. He's known mostly as a composer. He actually composed the score for Halloween H2O. He directed Urban Legends.
You know what I want to know? Why didn't Rami Malek thank Bryan Singer when he was up on the stage?
Oh, I think we know
I don't.
why. I don't.
They
I
tried to
think we-
quell that. I talked about that a few weeks ago, but I love that they tried to quell that whole thing and be like, no, Bryan Singer. This isn't Bryan Singer's movie, even though he directed 80% of it. Like, it's still his movie. Hate the guy all you want. Hopefully he never works again. Hopefully
Yeah.
he crawls into a hole somewhere and dies. We never have to hear about him again. But it's still his movie.
How much did they say that he was set to bank off the movie? Though, like 40 million or
Yeah,
something.
Some good amount. Some good amount of cash.
Yeah, man. So I got to jump over though to another category that I actually love that I was
No.
hoping for, and I did
Don't
win.
you dare.
It's best costume design, and Black Panther took that as it should have. I
Black
thought
Panther
that
also cleaned up with production design as well, which
Yep.
I was extremely happy about.
I was happy with both of those because
Yep.
a lot of the movies in
Amazing,
these
amazing
categories did fantastic jobs. Loved them. But I don't think any movie had there was a difference in every single person and every single environment you saw. There's a lot of diversity in the movie with the costumes and the production design that I loved. And I think that if it was going to win for anything, this is where it really deserved to win. I
Yep.
never, unlike you, I don't think I ever hoped that it would win Best Picture, and I never saw it winning Best Picture.
I was
so
fine with it winning over shit like Green Book.
no, for real. I mean, it's extremely
Yeah.
on an importance level above Green Book, in my opinion, because we've seen that movie before. Whereas Black Panther, maybe in the world of comic book movies, we've seen it, but not in the context of what the story was and who those characters
Not
were
with
we
that
saw
kind
on
of
screen.
appeal, not with that kind of mass
exactly
mass appeal. either.
all over the world. Yeah, so it cleaned up there, but I mean,
I can't believe though it won 2 awards that it really deserved to win: costume design and production design. But then it also won for its score,
that score,
which I know you haven't
loved.
seen Beale Street yet. But I'll say this about Beale Street, Brantley. I agree with you because Brantley chimed in, and one thing that I have railed against hard in the past however long, talking about films and whatnot, is overuse of narration in films. And there's a number of different moments in when Beale Street, there's a number of different moments in If Beale Street Could Talk where the main character is just narrating what you see her character doing on screen. If narration's not necessary, don't add it into the film, and it detracted from the experience for me a good bit. But one thing that I was blown away by with Beale Street is its score. Its score is mesmerizing, dude. It's amazing. The music in that film is incredible. So I was really pulling for it and really, really shocked that it lost. Especially to Black Panther, which, I mean, it for a Marvel movie, it had a great score.
I think for a Marvel movie, and I think for an action picture and a comic book
really?
movie, I think, yeah, dude, for real. I mean, I listened to that score a lot after it came out. The use of the African drums and the amount of actual African music that they integrated into the score with traditional superhero music. I've listened to it a lot, man. I think it's a fantastic score. I actually think it's probably the best score Marvel's had since the first Avengers. Being flat out honest with you, there's a lot of different
I don't disagree.
styles and sounds in there.
Best original score though.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie. When I see Beale Street, I'll have to let you know. I loved the score of Mary Poppins Returns as well. Isle of Dogs, I wasn't so hot on, and Black Klansman, barely noticed it. So nothing there that jumped out to me. So based on what I saw, Black Panther definitely was on the top of my list. I'll have to see Beale Street. I'll have to let you know. I mean, if it's as good as you say, then whatever. But we all knew what Best Original Song was going to go to. So that's not even necessarily worth mentioning. But I mean, when they performed that, who didn't tear up, man? Who the fuck didn't tear up?
One of
seriously.
I mean, I tear up when I hear the song anyway, but easily one of the most amazing highlights of the night. Is
for real, dude.
They just, I mean, and you had performances by Jennifer Hudson, you had Bette Midler, like you had some good performances, I think, this year. But man, number one, there was no way this song was ever going to lose Best Original Song, and number two, they knocked it out of the park.
So Gaga can now walk away and say, I'm an Oscar winner. She even did like a photo shoot with Madonna where they squashed their 10-year beef together. She won an Oscar. They're laying together with the Oscar, holding it and being all sexy, whatever. She definitely deserves it. And like we said earlier on in this discussion, she definitely has way more movies up her sleeve than this. I think she's doing her residency in Vegas. I honestly see her doing more movies, and I hope she does more movies. And I wouldn't even mind seeing her do something else with Bradley Cooper. Like, they are a great team together. They had amazing chemistry together. That's one of my biggest
I'd just be really
regrets
excited to see what Cooper does as a director behind the camera again, because for me the real, and as much as I love Gaga and as much as I love the music in that film, I think the two biggest takeaways I had from that movie that I loved more than anything were Cooper's direction and Cooper's performance. I think Cooper's performance was mind-blowing in that movie.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm so happy I have you as my best friend. I feel like his
performance is stronger than hers. Maybe people disagree with me. I think he's amazing in it. I think it's his best performance he's ever done.
I don't necessarily disagree, because, I mean, you think about all that he had to capture. He had to learn how to play guitar. He had to take singing lessons. He had to learn how to play piano. He had to emulate Sam Elliott's voice.
Seriously.
And then he has to capture effectively on screen alcoholism, and I think he did a really, really good job.
I've known some bad drunks in my day. I was one at some point. I don't think I pissed myself in front of a lot of people that bad of a drunk.
Yeah.
But
come on now.
Okay, maybe I did it in front of you once. Don't tell anyone. Oh, wait a minute. No, for real though, like, it was very difficult to watch, because the movie deals with mental health, it deals with addiction, it deals with love, it deals with music, a lot of things that, hey man, I lived that for a long time. So it hit home with me really, really strong and true, right into my heart. And I even loved him in Silver Linings Playbook. So this was a jump up from that as far as performance. And like you just said,
him in American Sniper.
Yeah, he had everything on his plate, man. He's just a great, great talent. And it's one of my biggest regrets not to see his name on that Best Director list, for real. Yeah. Like, it's just a huge shame.
For me,
Adam McKay should have gotten the fuck off that list. He didn't deserve to be on there at all.
I'm really, really glad that Vice only won makeup and hairstyling, which is frankly the only thing that I think it really deserved to win. I loved Bale's performance. I thought he was great. And
He was
find
great.
no bigger champion than me for Amy Adams to win an Oscar, but not for fucking Vice.
No, and that was another situation, Nick, where I was sitting there thinking about it in my head because my kid was saying like, oh, well, she's been nominated 6 times. And as I said earlier, we always mention that whole body of work thing. And I'm like, you know what? She stands around half that movie doing nothing. She shouldn't even been nominated for that movie. I love her in everything she's done, but this is like the least of anything she's done where she should get. She's fine in it, but dude, she doesn't really do anything. There's like barely a performance because she's just standing around. I'll tell you who I did enjoy in that movie, who I knew wouldn't win anyway, but fucking Sam Rockwell. God damn, is he amazing as George W.
He nailed it.
Just
he nailed it.
Nailed it. But was he going to win? No, and I'm glad that he didn't. But
yeah,
I think is that it? Did we? Oh no, wait, did we? Hold on. Did we get every category? I don't think that we touched on everything. Did we? Did we? Everything that we usually talk about. Nope, we didn't talk about it yet. Best Supporting Actress.
I mean, King gives an amazing performance in Beale Street. I think she's easily one of the best things about it. And yeah, I can't even argue with it. I cannot even argue with it.
So after you've seen all of them, would you have picked her as the winner in your mind?
Yeah. Because, and you know what? She has a little bit of that kind of Anthony Hopkins and Silence of the Lambs syndrome. She's not in Beale Street much. She's not in it much, but when she's in it, you feel her presence and you feel the power of her performance. She feels more so than anyone else in the film. I feel like the most genuine performer and the most genuine actress. And her scenes are just are powerful, but also in like a quieter kind of way. Like she really pulls emotion out of you as a viewer, I think, when she's on the screen, more so than anything else that happens in the movie. I really did enjoy If Beale Street Could Talk, not as much as Moonlight. I loved Moonlight more from Barry Jenkins, and I can almost kind of understand why it wasn't nominated for Best Picture because, and I know I rag on narration a lot, but when you see the film, you're narrating things that the character's doing on screen. Don't do that. It's a visual medium. I can see. I hate it. It drives me nuts.
I swear to God. I'm going to write up a list. That'll be one of our episodes. A list of all the amazing movies that have narration. I swear to God. But that's basically it. I mean, like, I feel like overall, as we've discussed,
good show.
There were some surprises to be had, but I loved it. I had a great time watching it. I think it was entertaining, enjoyable.
Danny's going to spank you with the belt now.
I don't think that's called for.
No, maybe not. But fuck yeah to the way the new Oscars are going and how I hope they keep going.
No
from
more
year on
hosts.
Out from here.
No more host.
Let's do this, baby.
I'm down with it, baby.
It's the new modern way. You don't have to pay them. You don't have to hire them to do anything. Just get some good writers in a room. Get some great presenters this year. Again, my boy Michael Keaton showing up again. Even though he still ain't won.
Have we ever seen him in any? What's he been in? I've never seen him in anything.
There's a movie with William Hootkins in it. It's a classic. He
Is
plays
it
a
Mr.
big
Mom?
He plays a big fat donut eating alcoholic piece of shit that hasn't shaved in 3 weeks. And talks about people drinking Drano.
Drinking Drano.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I think I remember which film you're talking about.
You might have.
Maybe.
I think it starts with B. Like it's a baseball movie or something, like the Bat Boy.
No more further questions.
All right. Well, you heard the man. But yeah, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Our thoughts about the 91st Academy Awards. What did you think of the show? Let us know, of course, over in the comment section when we post the episode all over social media. Jump on in there. Special thank you over to Scott LeVar. Destruction. Wait, you're not Destruction in human form. You're the Flash. I forget who is what anymore. I love you, Jared. But yeah, resubscribing 2 months over on Twitch. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you all. Live audience that's still over there watching us on Twitch, by the way. Really, really appreciate it. We are going to air a little promo here for another live stream for the Cure podcast partner. And when we come back, we're going to close out the show. I'm going to yell at Justin. The Hopester is going to come in here.
I also enjoy a good can of PBR.
That's going to happen, apparently. I don't know. It's going to be a great time. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay with us and we'll be right back.
All right.
I just got done taking a massive shit.
I did right before we started recording.
I will never get tired of that Homester soundboard. Never,
I'll stop.
ever
recording.
get tired. Yeah, let's stop recording that one. And I need a new track. I'm assuming you need to go take a pee-pee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I will stream. We will be back momentarily. In the meantime, we will continue, and you can enjoy some Dance with the Dad. They call me the hostess.
Hey, you. I got so fucking drunk the other weekend at Ned Devine's that I went outside. I took a fucking dead mouse off the street and let it nip at my balls. I opened its mouth and went nip, 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 nip.
Oh, this, ladies and gentlemen, the kind of entertainment you're going to get here watching us live.
That didn't happen. Wait, there it is. Sorry.
You gotta slide the slide over, man. You gotta slide the slide. People are gonna see.
Slide the slide.
All right, let's get recording.
How low can
here.
you go? Can you get down low?
All the way to the flow.
I'll start recording, Daddy.
Yes, please.
I don't think I can finish this beer. Oh, God.
I'm gonna record as well. Boom. And then go ahead and give me a sound check, please.
1 1 2 1 1 2 2 3 3 1 2 3 4 5 6.
Man, what else do we even have to do? You
Nothing.
make noise. That's what.
In the morning, I love the smell of onions in my mouth. That's what I got for you. I'll bite a whole fucking onion if you want, man.
Hey,
A whole
Lloyd
fucking
Sauce,
onion.
when you gonna take me over to McDonald's and get me some free double cheese?
Free double cheese.
It's happened on many occasions. I've witnessed it where Lloyd Sauce bought him free double cheese.
My God in heaven. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to roll back in here live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us here on the Epic Film Guys podcast. I'm auditioning for the role of Jafar.
I was just going to say, wait a minute. Did James Cameron actually take control of the show and hire artificial intelligence like the new Terminator from the new Terminator movie?
I'm trying to see if I can get
be
into Alita Battle Angel 2.
Terminator
Hugo.
Dark Fate. Terminator Dark Fate. That's the new Terminator movie's called.
I am Hugo.
Which I wanted to actually tell
like
you this.
Alita. She's a robot.
I'm going to be completely honest with you about this. We haven't talked about the new Terminator on the show in a long time. And after seeing Alita Battle Angel, my theory of James Cameron going completely fucking nuts and living in a bubble may partially be true, but I think the guy still has a great eye for big action movies. So after I saw the movie, I was just like searching for recent interviews. You know, he did that awesome series for AMC about science fiction. He had Ridley Scott on, Del Toro, Christopher Nolan, Steven Spielberg. Actually, really, really fucking great, insightful stuff.
Which
then I found,
you know what? Not to cut you off there, but to go back to the Oscars really quick. I loved those Rolex commercials they did. They had Scorsese do one.
Oh,
They
those were
had
great.
Del Toro
Cameron
do
do
one, I
one.
think. They had James Cameron do one. Those were great commercials. I love those.
Yeah, even though they're for something I would never be able to afford, and if I could, I would never buy.
Right?
I
Yeah,
thought they were
thanks
great.
for way to connect with your viewing audience, I guess. Oscars.
Hey, man, I mean, rich people love sci-fi and action movies as well.
I'm so happy I have you as my best friend.
It's fucking Tommy. Get out of here.
He's
But what
got
I was
10
gonna say is,
Rolexes.
I found this video interview that Variety did with Tim Miller, the director of Terminator Dark Fate, with James Cameron. It's like an hour interview. It's like a Q&A basically. And I'm a naysayer here. After you gave me Genesis, after you gave me Salvation, after you gave me Rise of the Machines, this is a huge Terminator fan saying, I'm actually kind of interested to see where they're going to go with the new one after hearing them talk about it. Miller is very passionate about the project. And after seeing Battle Angel, I feel like Cameron still got it if he wants to give it, if he's on point, you know, and you have the right director. You saw what they could do with Alita. Okay, so it's good. It's fine. It could have been better. But as long as the new Terminator is rated R, I'm fine. And they're openly admitting it's a passing of the torch movie. So they're definitely taking the reins
It has to be.
The Force Awakens.
They're gonna be,
well, they admitted it.
They're going to have to, like, by the time they make Dark Fate and then they make the next one, they're going to have to haul Schwarzenegger's corpse out of the ground.
Well, it's
he's
done.
Gonna be like 1,000.
You know it's done, right?
I'm
They
saying the
finished
next one after
principal
this.
photography.
'Cause you know this isn't the only one. Come on.
No, it's not. They admitted they planned out 3 movies. This is the first of 3. If the first one does well, they're very excited about doing the next 2, and they may do it Avatar style and do 2 and 3 at the same time. But they also let the cat out of the bag recently, where I don't know if you've heard this or not yet.
Not the cat.
But Arnie's going to be an evil Terminator again in this one.
Ooh.
So,
good for you.
I don't know. I mean, I'm usually a naysayer about James Cameron and like to give him shit for being crazy. And don't listen to like his political thoughts or anything like that, or about eating vegan, because he's a fucking nutcase about that stuff and doesn't know what he's talking about.
0.0.
But if you're interested in actually hearing an insightful discussion, an interview about the new Terminator movie, just search James Cameron and Tim Miller, and it's a variety interview, and it's fucking awesome on YouTube. Definitely. It's like an hour long, but like hearing Tim Miller talk about, he could have done anything after Deadpool, and he chose to actually turn down Deadpool 2 and do this. I have faith this guy's got something great in mind for us. So just kind of pumped about that.
I want to see kid get strangled.
No, Saucy. No. Just because Daddy didn't get you dessert last night. Jesus.
But yeah, we're gonna have to see. I'm eager to see like a kind of first look thing at that movie. All we've seen is a couple of production stills.
There should be a trailer, man. Supposedly it's coming out in like the fall.
We'll do a teaser sometime soon, I think, for the film. Before we roll out, Justin, before we get done with the show, I'm actually going to package this up and just send it over to Dina as part of this. But a huge shout out to a very good friend of the show, somebody we love, somebody who comes on every October during horror season. She joined us for Livestream for the Cure 2 and really needs to get back to me about Livestream for the Cure 3. Dina Marie, Twisted Philly, celebrating 100 episodes. It's amazing.
We love you, Dina.
We love you.
She's so amazing, dude.
Yes.
Seriously. One of the most amazing
God filter on again.
podcast meeting experiences for me. I had met Emily before, but meeting Emily again for the second time, and then Dina Marie being there to hang out. We did shots. We drank drinks. We talked about future opportunities to talk about a lot of horror stuff. I hope that blob thing is still, going to happen this summer, Dina.
Hopefully.
So get back to me there. Me and the Sauce are pumped about talking the original Blob at that theater. But no, she's such a joy to have. And I love when she calls you out on social media and gives you shit for calling things pieces of shit.
Which is literally all the time.
So
it's like
if it weren't for her, I wouldn't take joy in seeing her.
Fourth, I don't even know. Because she's got Twisted Philly. She's also got Educating Jeremy, which she does with Jeremy, her fiance and hosts of podcasts we listen to.
Who's also an awesome fucking dude.
We need to I need to get in touch with him because he put a poll up in the Facebook group and he's like, who do you want to see on podcasts we listen to? And I put Epic Film Guys, and then he yelled at me because he and I tried numerous times to put it together so that we could be on the show, and because of me, like I just like completely fell apart scheduling wise both times. But we really, I would love to get that together because I'd love to be on there to talk Livestream for the Cure, talk about our journey. We're heading into 4 years as podcasters, which is crazy to think about how long we've been doing this just crazy thing for, and kind of amazing too. I mean, we have to put up with Loy Sauce and God Buttons and all sorts of other weird stuff.
You're not my dad.
And I have to hear you call stuff pieces of shit every week too.
That's because lots of stuff is a piece of shit.
No, it's not. No, it's not. 6 out of 10. And it's a fucking piece of shit.
So yeah,
but hey,
congratulations.
That's why I love you though.
1,000 more episodes of Twisted Philly. Dina, congratulations. We love you, and we can't wait for horror season to have you back on again. And hopefully you won't pick a movie that I absolutely, completely detest.
Hey, she knows that anytime she wants, we can do stuff. I can come on her show to talk whatever she wants, and she could always come on and do a B-side with me anytime.
You're a true
she
crime
wants.
junkie.
So, hey,
you would love that.
Hey, man, I'm always here. I told her, she messaged me a few weeks ago and said, when are you coming on the show? When are we doing something? I said, you tell me. I'm available. I'm sitting here. I may be bedridden and not be able to get up and be fucking paralyzed, but I'll still be able to podcast. I'll do my best.
We love you, Dina. Congratulations again, 100 episodes. If you've never checked out Twisted Philly, if you're a fan of true crime podcasts, not only true crime, but she also does haunted history and other fun stuff about the city of Philadelphia. It's a really, really great show. And she's just such a force of personality that even if you're not necessarily a huge fan of the subject matter, she makes it listenable. She makes it likable because she's so entertaining and she's so engaging as a host.
And passionate.
What I really love about her the most is that she connects like so much. She's just got one of those really natural ways about her where you just connect to her the instant you listen to her. And I think that's why we love her so much, because she's just amazing. We first met her. She sent us a picture after you met Robert Englund, and we posted the picture on social media. She saw it, and then she posted a picture of herself as Freddy Krueger, which was so badass, so awesome. She looked amazing.
So we actually have Freddy Krueger. We have Robert Englund to thank for making such a great friend in the podcasting world. So thank you, Robert, and thank you, Dina, for being friends with the Epic Film guys.
Time bitch.
Prime time bitch.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as if we haven't said it enough, and we're going to say it way more over the next 2 months, Livestream for the Cure 3, or Livestream for the Cure 2019. We kind of talked about it, and we don't really want to...
I was going to call it Return of the Livestream for the Cure.
God damn it. I hate you.
There's Ewoks. There's Ewoks in this one.
I'd put up with Ewoks just to raise money for the Cancer Research Institute, but that's the only reason. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, May 17th to the 19th, 40 hours, $7,500, $100. Very few slots left available if you're a podcast that wants to take part. This month, sometime, I don't know when, we really have to work out the scheduling, but we're going to have the fine gentleman from The Miserable Retail Slave joining us on the show. It's going to be an amazing time. And they're also going to be part of the Livestream for the Cure. Again, they kicked off the event last year, and then I had to be a dick this year and move the beginning back to like 10 o'clock in the morning, and Randy's got to work at the, retail paradise that gainfully employs him, so they won't be able to kick off the show, but they'll still be on Friday night. Pretty much, I think, right around the same time that they did last time. That's going to be a lot of fun. In April, George and Tony, who are, huge collaborators with Lois House. Lois House has been on their show a number of times before it went the way of the podcasting dinosaur. But George is going to have a new show, and that's going to be premiering sometime in April, I believe. And we're going to have him on the show sometime in April to talk about their new venture. Other guests, tons of people coming up. Still working out details with Paul and Wayne from the Countdown for their next guest spot. I'm not 100% sure what that's going to be for or when. He's hitting the slopes in Japan right now, or at least he was. He should be headed back home right about now, so he will start responding to messages and stuff again. Myself and Paul still have a secret thing up our sleeves that we have not yet been able to come together and do, but we still have it. It's there. Yep. It's a little thing we're creating, so hopefully it happens sooner than later. It's going to happen, baby. I can't wait. It's going to be just excited. We've got so much more fun stuff coming up, and then just the number of people, the number of shows, new and old, that are going to be joining us on the Livestream for the Cure. I am through the roof excited. I think we've got an amazing lineup of shows this year, and all to raise money for a great, great, great cause. We're going to be recording those promos when we're done recording this show, which is nice. I can't wait to get those done. And yeah, just come out to the event. Subscribe, follow over on twitch.tv/epicfilmguys, and get ready for the event. It's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Let's get out of here. Let's get the hell out of here, man. Let's peace out.
Now get the hell out of here.
No, get out of here. And think it over. I thought you were going to continue on with the scene. Your friends. No. They're not bad people.
Not bad people. Maybe we should
give them a few days to think it over.
Well, grease them now.
You are a vicious bastard, Rotelli, and I'm glad you're dead.
I'm glad you're dead.
Oh my God, I love that movie. Speaking of Batman 89, movie cocktail with our very, very good friend, very long-term friend of the show, Dave from Super Movie Brothers. Batman 89 movie cocktail during Livestream for the Cure. That's going to be a blast. I can't wait to see what he comes up with. And I can't wait to buy the ingredients and make it, because I did that last year, and I bought a whole shitload of different booze, and we did Lethal Weapon, I believe, and it was a lot of fun. Absolutely amazing.
Make sure to send that my way so I can partake in that, because
you ain't getting no booze. None.
There's some news. There's some news this year. There will not be any special Batman 89 event this year at Alamo Drafthouse because Warner Brothers has surprisingly put it into the vault and they're not showing it this year. That's what they told. Look, we are not doing an Epic Film Guys Batman 89 event this year at Alamo Drafthouse. There is the possibility they'll be doing their Fathom event, which is usually at like a Regal or an AMC, which usually looks like shit and it's not fun and no one goes. But upon putting in for it, yeah, he got the word that Warner Brothers has taken all the Batman movies and put them in the vault.
It's the 30th anniversary, for fuck's sake.
Seriously, dude. I was so upset over it. We had a lot planned. We were trying to do.
I am so mad. I am so mad about that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the show tonight. That's all we've got time for. Stay tuned, though. Live audience over in Twitch because we're going to be recording those promos here really, really quickly. So stay live with us for that. Before we roll out on the show, Justin, where can the good people, if this is your first time listening, especially if this is your first time listening after last week, and you had to listen to me drone on endlessly for a few hours, pushing buttons on my soundboard like a friggin' monkey.
What a story, Mark.
There you
They're
go.
probably not listening.
Where can they find us, Justin? Where can you find us on the web?
www.epicfilmguys.com. That's right. And of course, every social media platform at Epic Film Guys, on Twitter, at Epic Film Guys, on Instagram, and of course on our Facebook page. And if you happen to come over and check out our Facebook page, where you can check out all of the new movie news, trailers, and of course information about us and all of our new episodes, and you want to even talk more about the Epic Film Guys show, join in on the Hopesters Dumpster, which is our official fan group. Jump in there. It's there. If you like the show enough, become a patron, patreon.com/Epic Film Guys. And if you want some EFG merch, redbubble.com/Epic Film Guys. And we'll have, of course, all of the return of the live stream for The Cure merchandise available with
that
maybe
guy felt my pee-pee one night.
It's possible there may be an Ewok shirt. I don't know yet. Available in the next couple of weeks here. So we're everywhere.
So much.
Literally, we are the whores of the podcasting world.
That is
Just
true.
search Epic Film Guys on Google and you'll see lots of naked pictures of Loy Sauce and myself.
Wow.
I think.
They like to call me the Hopester.
Yeah,
that guy too. Definitely nudies of him.
it happens.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we love you. We can't thank you enough for tuning into the show. Justin, we've got Captain Marvel on the horizon. I am super, super excited. Already got my ticket. Can't wait to see it. And just
We have
I
Jordan
think
Peele's Us.
March is almost like
we have a
the
lot of
new-
movies coming up.
Yeah, March is almost like the new beginning of the summer movie season. The way that they roll out these
Dude.
big releases. You are cutting out so bad right now. It's so bad.
That's weird.
It is weird. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, we love you. Thank you so much for listening. For myself, for Justin, for the god of podcasting, and for that filthy hopester.
Fuck off.
Okay. Thank you all so much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. And of course, until next time.
We will see you at the movie.
Fuck you.
Wow. Uncalled for. Uncalled for. Keep recording. Don't stop, because we'll just tack these right onto the end.
Okay.
Twitch audience, thank you so much for hanging out. Really, really appreciate it. I got a hey from Randy when I mentioned he and Tommy will be on the show, but I really do need to work out details with him for exactly when that's going to happen. But yeah, all right. So you got the that file pulled up in front of you there?
Immunotherapy?
Yes, immunotherapy. That's what they researched. I wanted to put more information about the Cancer Research Institute in the actual promo this time, because there wasn't a lot in there this last year. And we're going to do two different versions, so that way it's, we actually have two different ones. So you let me know when we're ready, and we'll just go ahead and we'll just give it a couple shots, and we'll just call it a day. All right.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. So 3, 2, 1. I'm Nick.
And I'm Justin, and we can't believe it's already time for the 2019 live stream for The Cure.
Thanks to our amazing peers, listeners, and supporters. Last year, we crushed our goal of $5,000 for the Cancer Research Institute.
The Cancer Research Institute is funding research into immunotherapy to create a future immune to all forms of cancer. Every single cent we raise goes to them.
And they're also rated over 92% on charitynavigator.org.
This year, we're aiming our sights even higher with our most ambitious event to date.
Join us May 17th through the 19th on twitch.tv/epicfilmguys for 40 hours of live content from us and other amazing shows who will join us to try to reach $7,500.
Please visit www.livestream4thecure for more information or to find out how you can be a part of the event. Together, we can make a difference.
I'm happy with that. All right, and we'll do the second one. All right, 3, 2. Justin, can you believe it's almost time?
Time for what?
The 2019 live stream for The Cure. This is our 3rd year hosting this amazing event with every single cent going toward cancer research.
The Cancer Research Institute funds research into immunotherapy to create a future immune to all forms of cancer.
And this amazing nonprofit organization is rated over 92% by charitynavigator.org and puts 88 cents of every dollar toward cancer research.
Last year, thanks to an amazing team of collaborators, fans, supporters, and listeners, we raised over $5,000 in 30 hours on the air.
And this year, with your help, we're going for our biggest goal yet.
Tune in May 17th to the 19th on twitch.tv/epicfilmguys for 40 hours of amazing content as we try to reach $7,500.
And for more information or to find out how you can become a part of the event, please visit www.livestreamforthecure.com. Together, we can make a difference. I'm fine with that too. Good.
All right.
Cool. All right, so we can stop record. Boom. Save. There we go. All right, Twitch audience. We are going to be rating good friend of the show, Brandon, host of the Red on You podcast, among other things. And also, he streams a lot here on Twitch. So thank you very, very much, everybody who joined us live. I really, really appreciate it. And give some love to Brandon when you get over there. Say hello and tell him the Epic Film Guys sent you, baby. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good night, everybody.